Topping today's news, the Prime Minister looks to make internet access more accessible. Interesting developments in relation to the Adrian Gibson court case. The country records 2 more murders just hours apart. Teachers threaten industrial action, and social services increasing their financial assistance. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jareno Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. Thanks for joining us. Prime Minister Philip Davis, in presenting the keynote address at the Canto 37th Annual Conference and Trade Exhibition, spoke on the topic of digital revolution and social inclusion. The Prime Minister telling participants that recent Bahamian legislation concerning digital assets for investments and management and regulation created a framework to encourage global players to bring their ventures to the Bahamas. Yet the average citizen is still struggling to get the basics of life, and many are still computer illiterate.
Our sand dollar was the world's first digital currency. We are actively encouraging businesses in new digital affairs, such as cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. We are using technology to determine our natural carbon sinks in order to monetize them as carbon credits to be traded on the open markets. And yet, for the average citizen, these innovations can seem very far away from their everyday lives. We are not yet in the clear from the pandemic. Many people are still very concerned with the basics: food, jobs, housing, transport, and so on. And the pressures of inflation, supply chain issues, and the rise in various conflicts, including the war in Ukraine, all of these require urgent attention.
Prime Minister Davis urging Caribbean CEOs and executives at the conference to help expand the internet broadband in our region, calling it a matter of social priority.
Broadband penetration in our region is only 50%. Let us commit to expanding the penetration of broadband in our region as a matter of social priority. This will assist in the true diversification of our economies, as many thousands of new good-paying jobs could be created with the deployment of affordable, reliable broadband. Other countries have spent billions to make sure broadband reaches all of their people. My vision is to see our small countries keeping pace. My challenge to all of you is work with us, work with policymakers to make broadband universal, affordable, and reliable for all our region's people.
He says the many technologies we take for granted today were once far-fetched or impossible. He contends that we have that same capacity to create, to innovate, and revolutionize. Prime Minister Davis also announced the Bahamas government's campaign for re-election to the Council of the International Telecommunications Union, or the ITU, and will be putting forth Stephen Burrow as the director of the ITU's Telecommunication Development Bureau.
The BDT is the arm of the ITU that focuses on bringing assistance to developing, and it is well past time that the Caribbean and small island developing states takes its place in ITU and the BDT's leadership. He's the former CEO of our telecommunications regulator, IRCA, and currently the Deputy Director of the BDT. He is undoubtedly the most qualified person to take on the mantle of the BDT Director, having been the close partner of the current Director, Lorraine Bogdan-Martin, in achieving arguably the most successful term of leadership for the Bureau ever.
Prime Minister Davis encouraging the entire Caribbean to promote and ensure the success of Mr. Burrow in the election at ITU's conference this coming September in Romania. Following Wednesday's oil spill that left some 35,000 gallons of diesel in the waters of Georgetown, Exuma, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says 25,000 gallons of the diesel has been removed from the waters thus far. Giving an update to reporters this afternoon as he toured downtown, the Acting Prime Minister says remediation efforts remain underway and that the fuel has been contained.
That 20,000 gallons have been removed into trucks and tanks and now being transported to a ship, and that ship is going to take that product back to Clifton Vale where it's going to be processed. So if you see the pictures today, it's much better than it was yesterday, and I hope tomorrow will be even better. It was a very tragic set of events. We were fortunate that it was contained, but we have an obligation to make sure that this type of thing don't keep happening. And the government, through all of its arms, is going to make sure that we manage this process a little bit better going forward into the future.
On Wednesday, government officials learned that some 35,000 gallons of diesel spilled into waters between Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning as the vessel Mount Arabian, contracted by Sun Oil, was offloading fuel to Bahamas Power and Light, BPL. This prompted a team of government officials along with a team from the Ministry of the Environment to head to Exuma to assess the situation. The spill is believed to be the result of a breach in the hose that ran from the supply vessel. Mitigation methods to contain the spill were set in motion, including booms installed in the waters and a pumping exercise that continued Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Dr. Rihanna Neely Murphy, Director of Environmental Planning and Protection, is describing the situation as extreme. She says officials have in their possession the hose that was breached. Acting Prime Minister Cooper says he is pleased with the collaborative efforts between the government and Sun Oil for getting the matter under control. Assessments of the impact to the immediate and nearshore environments and the possible effect on wildlife will continue. 43-year-old Tanya Demerit of Golden Gates reappeared before Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans in the Magistrate Court today in connection with the Water and Sewage Corporation, the WSC, investigation. Demerit was one of several people charged, along with Long Island Member of Parliament Adrian Gibson, in connection with the multiple charges in this matter. Ms. Demerit pleaded guilty to 3 counts of bribery, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit bribery, 2 counts of fraud. Additionally, she pleaded guilty to 6 counts of money laundering and 3 counts of conspiracy to commit fraud. Details reveal that an audit was conducted and it was found that land and maintenance contracts were awarded to Elite Maintenance Limited from Water and Sewage Corporation in the amount of $162,808.28 and $538,660.08 in capital works projects. At the time, Ms. Demerit agreed to act as the director and general operations contractor for Elite Maintenance. Demerit is also accused of acquiring 2 2015 Kia Cerados and 1 2014 Kia Cerado from Hertz Rental Car Limited. As part of the plea deal she entered with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, she will receive a 3-year probation. She must pay $10,000 to Water and Sewage Corporation by July 29, 2022. She must provide a witness statement in the matter and must testify during the Supreme Court's trial about her role in the alleged matter. The plea deal was accepted by the magistrate, and if Demerit fails to comply with the agreement, she will face 2 years in the Bahamas Department of Corrections, and the agreement will be null and void. The government has been given 1 week to sign off on a full industrial agreement allowing for teachers' salary increases and benefits, according to Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson. While not being specific, she suggested the union is considering several options it could execute in the event an agreement is not met. Ms. Wilson says they have been at the bargaining table from May of 2019 and the time has been exhausted.
We have exchanged counterproposals 8 times. We have been in hundreds of hours of meetings. And we are now ready to sign off on a full proposal so that teachers can receive the much needed salary increases and benefits that they are so worthy of.
Minister of Labor Keith Bell on Wednesday said union leaders need to understand finalizing labor agreements can be time-consuming. However, he did concede that the government needs to deal with the issues faster, asking unions to continue having confidence in the system. Meanwhile, when asked about the possibility of installing CCTV cameras in schools, Ms. Wilson says any tool that can be used to enhance safety and security on school campuses is welcomed. She says the union is waiting, though, on the official written documentation for those plans.
You have to also look at what spaces are you going to place it in, because you cannot intrude and impede on someone's personal space. So that's why I said I await the documentation from the minister as to how they will implement the installation of CC television on school campuses.
Wednesday in the House of Assembly, Minister of Education Glenys Hannah Martin announced her ministry is looking into installing CCTVs into public schools for the purpose of promoting safety and security on school campuses. 2 homicides here in the country just hours apart. The latest, the result of an altercation that escalated into a stabbing. Police are questioning a 29-year-old male. According to the police press liaison officer, Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings, the incident reportedly happened shortly after 8 a.m. on Thursday morning in the area of the docking terminal on Paradise Island. Preliminary reports indicate that the deceased got into an altercation with the suspect and was subsequently stabbed in the upper body. Meanwhile, prior to this stabbing, an 18-year-old resident of Peter Street was gunned down at his home in the early hours on Thursday morning. Chief Superintendent Skippings noting that the incident occurred around 12:25 a.m. That's when an unknown gunman approached the victim at his home and shot him multiple times about the body. The 18-year-old was subsequently transported to the hospital via EMS, where he succumbed to his injuries. Now, police are on the hunt for the alleged shooter, who was wearing a black ski mask, black jacket, blue jeans, and black tennis shoes. Police are appealing to members of the public who may have any information regarding this latest killing to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991 or 9992 or call 911 or 919. Police also encouraging people who find themselves engaged in heated conversations to find alternate avenues to resolve them. In other crime news, 4 males are in police custody after they were allegedly found in possession of a quantity of suspected marijuana. The 4 men were arrested in 3 separate incidents. Operation Ceasefire yielding some positive results as officers attached to the operation confiscated nearly 10 pounds of marijuana on Wednesday. According to police reports, a total of 8 pounds, 4 ounces of suspected marijuana was removed from the streets of New Providence. The drugs, which have an estimated street value of $8,400, was confiscated after officers conducted a search of a bushy area of New Hope Drive, Bamboo Town, and executed 2 search warrants, one on a home at Hospital Lane off Ponciana Avenue, and the other at a home on Clifton Street off Mount Royal Avenue. Meantime, 2 adult males are also in police custody after they were allegedly found in possession of firearms. In 2 separate incidents, police removed 2 handguns from the streets of New Providence. Around 1:25 a.m. on Wednesday, officers acting on intelligence conducted a search of a park in Jubilee Gardens, a public park in Jubilee Gardens, where they uncovered the first weapon along with a quantity of ammunition. No arrests were made in this matter. However, around 3 a.m., officers attached to Operation Ceasefire confiscated a handgun and ammunition after executing a search warrant on a home on Thompson Lane. As a result, 2 males, ages 22 and 21, were arrested and taken into custody. Active police investigations continue. We'll take a break here, and we'll be right back after these commercials.